Hey friends, this is Chuck Marone with Strong Towns. I want to talk to you a little bit today about an article out of Miami. The article headline says, Miami is spending 4.1 million on 6 homes to be sold at a loss. Is this good affordable housing policy? And the answer, of course, is no, right? Let's say what this article is. This article is a genre of clickbait designed to give you an answer to a question that is in itself kind of absurd, right? Most of us recognize that building homes, 4 homes at 4.1 or homes at over $1 million each, selling them at a loss is not a program that will ever scale, right? It's not a program that is scaled to a housing affordability issue. It won't move the needle. It doesn't solve anything. And if you're predisposed to think that local government is incompetent, this, through the very headline, reinforces that. I found this interesting because I am critical of local government. I think local government needs to do the math on so many more of the things that it undertakes. But I was struck by this headline because you never see, never, ever, ever, ever see Miami is spending $10 million on new water and sewer systems that they're going to bring in people at a loss. Is this good affordable housing policy, or is this good economic development policy? The city of Miami or the city of wherever is taking on another mile of road that they're going to take on at a loss. Is this good policy? The city is going to, take over the maintenance liability of 4 lift stations and 1,000 feet of new pipe. They're going to do this at a loss. Is this good policy? It is amazing to me because an article like this kind of accentuates some of the absurdity, particularly in the housing market, that we see manifest through local governments. Local governments they're in many ways stuck as part of this macroeconomic environment that has distorted our housing markets. And there's a lot that local governments can do, but oftentimes they resort to the tools they know, which is let's take a lot of money that we can get access to and go out and build something, even if it doesn't work. I think the lack of rigor, though, in the dialogue that we have around these things is most evident when we get outside of these absurd kind of housing projects. It reminds me of the 80s where you've got the, $250 hammer. This was the avatar of waste, but it was actually the anomaly. In a city like Miami, this type of thing, while absurd, is the anomaly. The more standard thing is that the city continuously, day in and day out, just like every other city across North America, takes on enormous liabilities, makes massive public investments in infrastructure that not only is at a loss, but is slowly bankrupting the community, makes the community less wealthy over time. I think that our listeners, I think that people watching this today, I think that you should react to headlines like this and be skeptical with a little bit of skepticism, right? I see this for the clickbait it is. I recognize what this is. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of the government. I'm skeptical of the press. I'm skeptical of all this. But I want us to expand that kind of critical nature of thought to beyond more of this clickbait stuff, to stuff that is actually bankrupting our cities. Miami will not be bankrupted by selling 4 homes at a loss. It's a dumb policy. It really doesn't do anything, but it's not going to take down the city. I can tell you that having vastly more infrastructure than their tax base can support will take down the city. It will result in huge tax increases. It will result in huge service cuts, and it will result in a lower quality of life for everybody there. We fret over the pennies and the nickels because we can understand them. We don't fret over the dollars that are more difficult to grasp. It's the same thing. If you find yourself being critical of this project, you gotta expand your field of vision.